Like, girl, when I'm sad, I tend to buy things. I don't know. It's just what it is. And for me, shopping, hello, sis, I'm sure I can relate. Shopping is comforting. It's very, very comforting, especially when it's not my money. Hi, guys. Hi. Welcome back. Welcome back to the channel. So good to see you today. Thank you so much for tuning in. So in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you how I avoid overspending and just, manage my money better. If you're not subscribed to my channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button. I try to put out valuable content, okay? Also, if you have recommendations or suggestions for videos you would like to see me shoot, leave it down in the comment section. I always read my comments. I may not reply every single one, but I read it. So leave it down in the comment section below and I'll be sure to look at it. Okay, so let's get right into it. The first way that I avoid overspending is by using different bank accounts or different savings pots for different things. Don't worry, I'm going to get right into it. So before we jump into this video, I already have a video where I spoke about how I budget and also shared examples of the different budgeting methods that I use. If you've not seen that video, see that video first, then come back here and continue with this one. So I use different bank accounts for different things. So once I create my budget and I know how much I'm allocating to my fixed expenses and how much I'm allocating to my variable expenses, then I move that money out. I think I have about 4 bank accounts. Don't come for me. There was a reason why I opened so many accounts at the time, but now I use them effectively. So I have an account that I use for my fixed expenses. So things like council tax, water bill, electricity, I have an account where all of that goes out from. So once I receive my payments or all my income into my main account, then I move all the money for my fixed expenses into that account. So that way I know that is sorted and I don't have to worry about that. And that's usually the first thing that I do. Now, the second thing that I do is to then move out money for my variable expenses to the accounts that I use for that. So in this case, I use Monzo account. And why I use Monzo for it is because Monzo helps me track my spending and also helps me create a budget in the app for the different categories. So I can be like, oh, transport, this the amount, eating out, this the amount, shopping, this the amount. So I move all of the money for my variable expenses from my main income account to the Monzo account, and then I leave that there. And then when I'm moving around, I spend from that account, if that makes sense. The reason why I do this, I just realized that for me, this is the best way it works so that I am not overspending. So once I'm spending money, for example, out of my Monzo account, and then I realized that, oh, I've actually hit my budgeting cap for shopping. I know that I'm done with shopping for that month and that is the end of it. I have to wait till the next month. And then I also have a separate account for savings. So I move money into that account. Most of my savings are in another separate account. So I use my accounts differently. Another way to go about it, if you can't have so many bank accounts, I don't even recommend having so many bank accounts because you just have to ensure you're on top of all of it, right? So another way to go about it is to use savings pots or to use pots in different apps. So once again, Monzo allows you, by the way, this video is not sponsored by Monzo. I'm just realizing it's sounding that way. It's not. Monzo allows you to create pots in the app for different things. So one of the pots that I actually had in the app is savings for the iPhone 14. So it allows you to create pots. So you can have vacation pots, you can have pots for shopping. So you can also use savings pots and budgeting apps to do that if you don't want to use like several bank accounts. The second thing that I do to avoid overspending is knowing and acknowledging my spending triggers. I know what my spending triggers are, sis. I know what my spending triggers are. Like, girl, when I'm sad, I tend to buy things. I don't know. It's just what it is. When I'm sad or I'm having a very difficult day or a tough day or I'm stressed at work, I tend to relieve myself of stress by just going online. The next thing you see, I'm on Zara, I'm looking at outfits. I'm on River Island, I'm looking at outfits. I'm on PLT, I'm looking at outfits, I'm ordering. And then before you know, I've ordered 1, 2, 3 things. So I know and I've accepted. That's my trigger. So what happens is when I realize that I am sad or I'm stressed, I try to find other ways to relieve myself of the stress. It could be that I take a break from work, or I read a book, or I make intentional efforts to watch a movie, because I know if I don't do something, the tendency is that I am going to spend money that I don't actually want to spend, but because I'm looking for some sort of comfort. And for me, shopping, hello sis, I'm sure I can relate. Shopping is comforting. It's very, very comforting, especially when it's not my money, but you know what it is. So point is, you need to know your spending trigger, accept them, and then find ways to handle it such that you're not spending money every time you're going through something or every time something happens, if that makes sense. The third way that I manage my money is to ensure or to try to save at least 40% of my income. Now, I know that this may not be obtainable for everybody. That's why I said me, Chidera, this is what I'm trying to do. And that's why also in the previous video on budgeting, I mentioned how the 50-30-20 rule was not working for me, because for me it was restricting. So what I do is I try to save at least 40% of my income. This means that I'm very frugal with my money. This means I don't spend unnecessarily. This means that I have to opportunity cost. I have to forgo some things that I actually want in the meantime, because I know the bigger picture or the long-term goal that I'm looking at. So I try to save 40% of my income. And when I say save, it means different things, okay? So I try to put money towards like my personal savings, money towards like emergency fund. There's also household savings, like savings with my partner. I put money towards that as well. So as you can see, I have a lot of things to save money into. So that's why I try to save at least 40% of my income. Sometimes I save more than that, hallelujah. Other times I struggle to actually save up to 40%, but this is my goal and I know this is what I'm working towards on a month-to-month basis. The next thing that I do to avoid overspending or to manage, this is more managing my money better, is to constantly learn about personal finance and invest in my personal finance knowledge, if that makes sense. So I'm constantly taking up courses. I'm constantly joining platforms where I can learn about money and how to manage it better. And one that I want to talk about today is Female Invest. Once again, this is not sponsored. I just like the platform. I've used the platform. I'm on the platform. So Female Invest provides like financial knowledge to women on how to become more financially independent, especially for women in the UK. So the information they provide has to do with the UK's financial system. And for me, who like lived in Nigeria all my life, I found the platform really helpful in helping me understand how money works here, in learning about ISAs, which are independent savings accounts, in learning about stocks and shares ISAs, in learning about how to negotiate a salary here in the UK, stuff like that. They have live webinars that you can join and you can learn. Like there's so much value that they give, and that's why I'm sharing this here. So if you are thinking about leveling up your knowledge in the UK, maybe as an immigrant, some people don't like that word, but as an immigrant in the UK to, you know, maximize the financial opportunities here, I'll suggest you join Female Invest. It's subscription based, but if you use my link in the description box below, you will get 50% off their yearly plan. So the yearly plan is £100, but if you use the code or my link rather in the description box, you're only going to pay £49 for a year. Trust me, it is worth it. Sign up, okay? Sign up. This is me just telling you it is worth it. Even if it's just the live webinars you attend, it's worth it. They also have like pre-recorded videos on their e-learning platform that is also super helpful. They also like they have tons of resources that honestly, sis, bro, sign up, okay? You get 50% off their yearly plan. Link in the description box below. It's not just Female Invest for me. Like I have other platforms as well that I learn. Once I just see something about personal finance, my two legs are there because I just want to learn how to do better with my money and also increase my money, if that makes sense. The next thing that I do to manage my money better is to not invest in things I don't understand. Hey, if I don't understand it, I'm not gonna put my money in it. It doesn't matter if everybody around me understands it. If me, my wig is going back, okay. If I don't understand how money works in that investment or how I'm going to get my returns, honestly, I'm not going to put money in it. And I think you should also have that rule. Don't invest in things you don't understand. You need to know, how does the investment work? How do you generate your income? What are the risks involved with this investment before you put your money in it, okay? The last but not the least way that I avoid overspending is to not live above my means. I don't even try it. I don't live above my means. I don't try to impress anyone. I don't try to keep up with the Joneses. I don't really care for brand names. Like it's recently I got to know this. What are the brand names? I've even forgotten. What are the brand names now? Balenciaga, which other one? Gucci. I really suck at brand names. Like, that's me. Honestly, I don't care about all of these things. I know what I'm trying to build, and this is more intangible assets, things you can't see. That's my focus. Things that can actually make me comfortable at home to sleep. I know that, yes, financially we are covered. Financially we are sorted. So I try to live within my means. I'm very content with what I have. If I can't afford something, honestly, point blank, I'll let you know I can't. If friends invite me to go on maybe a vacation, something, and I look at my finances, I cannot afford it, I say it, I cannot afford it. I don't even try to keep up with appearances. And that has really helped me to avoid overspending, because the more you try to impress people or try to keep up with people, the more you're going to spend money and the more you're going to go into debt if you're not careful. Okay, so these are the 6 ways that I avoid overspending and also managing my money better. Let me know which of the tip resonates with you better. And also, if you have any tips to share, put them down in the comment section down below. All right, guys, till next time. Thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.